An unboxing today, this time from Boyue. This is the Meebook P10 Pro. It replaces the Book P10. A lot of people are interested in the Boyue devices because, well, on paper at least, they seem to be one of the less expensive. But the important question is, does less expensive mean cheap? Because that doesn't necessarily represent better value. So I'm going to have a good look at this today. Thank you very much to Boyue for sending this out. They also give me a bit of a comparison to the old Book P10. On paper, there's not massive differences. A slightly faster processor, the same screen, a little bit more RAM. This time it's a grey colour rather than black, and it's got better support for a capacitive pen, so that's interesting to try out. 64 gigabytes of storage, same battery life, same Wi-Fi, same everything. Apart from Android, it's Android 11, so that's see how it works alongside Google Play. And a little bit of improvement because rather than use my child's pair of scissors that I've been using, I found this, which is a penknife that my friend brought me back from France when he must have been 14, and we must have been 14. So it's still going strong, and it's perfect now for unboxings like this, coming all the way from China and very, very well wrapped. I'll ping this video to Jacob and show him that his knife is still going strong. What have we got? Protective case. Meebook P10 Pro and the Meebook Active Capacitive Pen. That's really pleasant, that's nice. There's two buttons, it's interesting. I guess, does that mean, yeah, it's going to need a battery, so maybe that's just for the buttons. Thinking potentially that is not a Wacom standard pen. So a couple of spare nibs in there. They look like they might be a different type actually. They're more rounded than this one, which is more pointed. So that would be interesting to try out the difference between those. I'm of the opinion that styluses aren't necessarily deal breakers unless they're slow. And that, yeah, that's a nice feeling pen. There's a nice texture, there's a nice shape of it, a nice contour. That feels good. So today, by the way, I'm just gonna get it unboxed and then I'm gonna do the first startup if it's charged indeed. If it's not, I will charge it and then I'll come back to you that I've tried it out for a few days. Just gotten used to the settings, give you my first thoughts, and then as usual I'll be back with my full review. That's quite elegant really, isn't it? It's a quite different design. No, it's that kind of, you know, I think of that as the sort of D3O plastic, although it's probably not the company D3O. There's a pen loop, which is quite nice. Kind of like that as a way to hold your pen. They rarely go missing when they're on pen loops like that, so that's quite good. And yeah, that's pretty snazzy. If this is your style, then you'll like that. And then the device itself. As I said, this, for a lot of people, will be interested in this because it's the less expensive, I think, of all of the ones that you can buy in this kind of category. Although this being a Pro model might actually put it into that more expensive bracket. Starting up, I must have hit the power button. There's quick start guide, Chinese and USB-A to C for charging. Many different languages supported, but just a moment for the Wi-Fi. So we're connected, standard or minimalist? Okay, that's interesting. I'm going to leave it on standard for now. Start things with the recommended settings quite regularly. So there we go, screen sleep, half an hour probably. Auto shutdown, 4 hours, Wi-Fi delay, 10 minutes. You don't want to max these things out because these are about saving the battery life, but the battery life is so amazing on Eink tablets anyway that I probably would err on the side of it's a bit annoying that it has to kind of wake itself up. That's kind of interesting. So it's loaded up for the very first time straight away on these books, children's stories, which are totally copyright free because they're so old. Fair enough. Okay, I don't know if they're on the device already. I think they appear to be. They're in my library. Let's have a little look at childhood favorites. Project Gutenberg. Yeah, of course that is, yeah. Which is great, you know, it is wonderful that we can read so much for free these days. The notepad is something we're definitely going to want to know about. These look to be some basic kind of things already. I'm just going to make a new one. Okay, let's have a little look then. They've got lots and lots of templates already. Weekly planner is nice to have as well. Schedules, things like that. I'm just going to go for blank one first of all. Double column checklist is interesting. A checklist. Let's call this what we always call it. Whenever we're testing out devices, we always make a notebook called test. That's interesting. Ungroup, what's that all about? Ah, that is very nice. Okay, so group, this is going to be in my testing group, which it will be nice actually, because then I always get this kind of litter of the first things that I was using when I was trying out the first notebooks I was using when I'm trying documents out. So this was nice. Cool, man. All right, so pop it in there. And that's gonna, I suppose, be searchable by the hashtag. Okay, no, I'll see that page for a little while at least. And then I'll try writing. So the pen tools are down here. Flat, red, blue and green, which obviously will only show in a certain place. I will go ballpoint, it looks like. Ballpoint pen. Do I need to turn it on? Quite a glassy feel, it must be said. Well, it's a fountain pen. Maybe actually it is a little bit closer to the Supernote. There's a slight indentation as you press there. No, don't know if it's necessarily regenerative film. Yeah, but it isn't like, let's not say it's like glass like the iPad screen or anything like that. It doesn't feel like glass. But it doesn't feel like paper either. I've accidentally pressed the page down, which is always the way until you turn off hands mode, until you turn it on again, which is what we want basically. Best implementation of that I've seen is the Supernote, where to change page you just use 2 fingers. Maybe they need to learn from them. And I can still select all these things with my fingers, which is what we'd normally expect. Right, okay, so at least I'm straight into trying it and using it. That's nice, so you can switch between notes very quickly. That's quite cool. To also have a highlighter or marker. I'll leave it here for now as I get used to, these both seem to be set to erase initially. There's 1 stroke in 1 area. Maybe they're mappable. Seems you will need to bind the device like on the older Onyx Boox devices. I will just pop it in its case because that would be nice to see how that goes. I will bind it to the Google account, yeah. Google are going to wonder why I've got so many different accounts, so many different devices. You're not satisfied with the one that you've got? Well, actually, I was totally satisfied with the very first Eink device that I bought, but it's been nice to explore these things on your behalf. And let me know if you like the way I do my reviews, if there's anything you'd like differently. This being in contact with this company was probably as a result of people asking for this device to be reviewed here on my channel. See my struggles, but it will live in here, so that way this will be once for sleep. Yep, it's a sleep case as well. It's a very nice case. I was telling you that this was one of the least expensive ones. It doesn't feel like it. I wonder if they saved that money on not using the Wacom stylus. That's a particularly expensive thing to do. As usual, I will give you my first kind of ideas in a bit, and then I'll use it at work and let you know how I get on. So I've been racking my brain to figure out like who's it for and who would buy this? Who can I recommend this to? Most devices I can point out their USP. I can say, what is it that makes them different to other devices? I can say with absolute clarity that you should buy this type of device or that type of device if you are a blank. If you need this, then you should go with that. I can't really say that about the Big Me, except to say that it's absolutely fine as an Eink reader and an Eink note taker. It's really quite good. It does everything that you need an Eink tablet to do. It's got excellent note taking, it's a good reader, it's got bicolor lights, it's got all the things that you want. It doesn't necessarily stand out for any one thing. But then Boyue sent me a listing for the price, and well, go there and check it out. It's in the descriptions there. But at the minute, it's going to be sold in the UK for £250, including the stylus and the case. And that makes it easily the cheapest of the 10.3 inch Eink devices. Remember that prices do change though, so I encourage you to check the link in the description. This one isn't an affiliate link, although any Amazon links in there will be affiliate links. It's as inexpensive as many 7.8 inch tablets are, and it's fine. It's a perfectly fine Eink tablet. The stylus is fine. The screen is fine. It's just the same as any other screen, really. The user interface is fine. The note taking is fine. The design, it's actually really nice. I really like the way the pen's designed. I really like this case. I really kind of like this mid-gray with the Eink screen. It's a really nice, attractive design. Lovely blue finish on the front of here. It's fine. It has Google Play, fine. And the reader is fine. Everything about this is perfectly fine. So if you're someone who's looking for an entry into the Eink tablet world and doesn't want to break the bank, then perhaps this is perfectly fine. Are there any massive compromises? Well, I haven't found any yet, but I've only been playing about with this for about a week. You'll have to wait for the full review once I've used this for several weeks as my main daily work-based planner and e-ink tablet. Stay tuned for that.